I studied why some people never stop doubting themselves, and it's not what you think. There is a specific kind of pain that only people who are actually trying will ever understand. It's not failing, it's this lying awake, replying every reason you might not make it, while the people around you have no idea you are even fighting this battle. If that sentence just hit something in you, stay with me for the next 6 minutes because by the end, you are going to understand exactly why your brain does this to you and the exact method to shut it down for good. Here's what nobody tells you: self doubt doesn't just slow you down. Psychologists call it efficacy collapse, and it has a compounding effect. The longer you doubt yourself, the less action you take. The less action you take, the more evidence you collect that you can't. It becomes a loop that feeds itself. And the scariest part, most people don't even notice it's happening until years have passed and they are still standing at the same starting line, still trying, still waiting to feel ready. That's the fear underneath everything. Ask me, will I stay stuck here forever watching everyone else move? But here's what research actually show, and this change how I think about confidence completely. Self-belief is not a feeling you wait for, it's a trainable skill built in a specific repeatable sequence. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works, how to build it from nothing, how to keep it when everything collapsing around you, and how to hold on to it even when the world is against you. Let's start with the biggest lie. You have been told to feel confidence first, then take action backwards. Psychologist Alban Bandura, who basically wrote a book on self-belief, found the opposite is true. Confidence doesn't create action. Action creates confidence. Every small win becomes evidence. Your brain can't argue with. Waiting to feel ready is why you are still waiting. But here's the twist. Even action wouldn't save you. If you are doing this next to yourself, most people sabotage their own program with the way they talk to themselves after a mistake. Harsh self-criticism feels like discipline, but research from Dr. Kristen Neff found it actually does the opposite. It creates fear, and fear shrinks your ability to think, adapt, and try again. The people who bounce back fastest aren't the ones who go easy on themselves. They are the ones who are fair to themselves. Sounds simple, but there is a one more piece, and it's the one that trips almost everyone stuck in trying mode. You know your weak spots, you are improving, but you are not there yet. And that gap feels like proof you are not good enough. Here's what Carol Dweck, growth mindset. Research actually proved that gap isn't proof of failure. It's just proof you haven't practiced yet. The belief that survives contact with reality isn't I'm already amazing. It's I'm becoming capable through what I'm doing right now. That one sentence is the difference between quitting in months 2 and still standing in year 5. But what happens when it's not just self-doubt? What happens when everything actually starts going wrong? This is the real test. Your brain doesn't respond to what happens to you. It responds to the story you tell about what happened. This is called cognitive appraisal. Same setback, two people, two completely different outcomes because of the interpretation running in their head. So in that exact moment, think collapse. Ask one question. Is this failure or is this information? That single reframe is what separates people who quit from people who adapt. And when the world itself turns against you, that's not the moment your belief breaks. That's the moment it either become real or it was never real to begin with. So let's close the loop. That fear you have of staying stuck, of being the person who had potential but never prove it, it's not a prophecy, it's a pattern. And pattern can be interrupted. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need the doubt to disappear. You need 5 things. Act before you feel confident. Talk to yourself like someone you respect. Replace not enough with becoming capable. Treat setbacks as information. And remember, your response is the one thing that's always yours to control. If this hit you, don't just scroll past it. Save this because you will need it on the day it get hard. And if you know someone is stuck in that same loop right now, send them this. Sometimes the only thing someone need is proof. They are not the only one fighting this. Now go take the one action you have been waiting to feel ready for. If this helped you even a little, there's a lot more this came from. I'm building this channel around one goal, making self-improvement actually make sense without the fluff anyone else adds. So if you don't want to miss the next one, hit subscribe now, because next time I'm breaking down something even more important that most people get completely wrong. Stay curious, keep learning. See you in the next one.